or welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to do my quarterly layout share. So I haven't been doing them monthly, so I decided that I have lots of layouts I can share. So I'm going to do them quarterly. So every 3 months I'm going to do a layout share. Let me know if you like it this way, or if you'd prefer that I actually get it together and do one each month. But the first ones I'm going to start with was I had a workshop, I don't know, crop-ish class at the beginning of March. It was a whole weekend, and it's use your own product with Jennifer Edwardson. So I'm going to show you some of the finished ones that I have so far. I do have some other ones that I do have to finish up, but these are the ones that are done in March. And then that workshop is 9 single page layouts, 1 double page layout on Saturday, that again on Sunday, and then there's 3 or 4 layouts on the Friday night. So lots to get done. So the first one I'm going to show you is this one of my youngest. Just baby fun pictures. So a little bit of flair on it, a metal brad. This is a ribbon piece and a border strip. And then this is flocked in the background, so there's lots of texture on that one. The next one is at the Bomber Command Museum in Nanton, and this was a fun one to do. I used, I think it's either 49 Market or Minty, I can't remember which one, but I thought this was fun with the plain stuff, and then there's a flip up, and so that was the Nanton Museum to see the Lancaster bomber start. Evie was like super pleased about that. So I picked these alphas to match with the airplane she's in. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. The next one you don't get to see much of the pictures for, because it is some of the last ones of my Girl Guide stuff, and so I don't have permission to show them all. But on this one, before I went to class, I did some of the stenciling in the background because I knew I wanted to do this. I put the 3 flags here. There was the 4 3x4 pictures, and then I just called it Winter Hike, Fish Creek Park, and I thought I could use some of the sparklies, and that worked out really, really easy, really quick. The next one is a really bright one, and so I got to use some basic gray. This border strip is tucked under, so it gave a neat texture design to using a squiggly border strip. Both of these are basic gray. The start and hold on. This is an acetate paste that I put on white. And then this is just a different kind of pattern paper that I did a little bit of fun bordering with. And then the title for this one is Start and Hold On, because we were roller skating and it was definitely a lot of that. This one used some Echo Park papers and is also part of that Use It Up. I'll tell you when Use Your Own Product is done with. All of these ones that I'm showing you right now will be that. So I did some layered stickers from Echo Park, the bunny and the moose. We're at a campsite with the Girl Guides where there was a moose nearby, and so the moose for the older kiddo was they were in the tent, and the moose was trying to figure out what is this here? Why is this here? So I thought the moose was kind of cute. This is for the youngest page, but she also remembers the whole story of the moose, so that was fun. This is also another Girl Guide Camp one. We did a Lunar New Year theme. The girls wanted to do that, so some of the things they wanted to learn how to play with and do was they wanted to play with chopsticks. These are the girls by their bunks, and then we did have a huge, this is all a long table with everybody sitting there. So, and then this is super easy to put in. So the title, which is a little crooked and moving, that one I might have to come back to glue. So 2 border strips. This is up on foam adhesive, matted with black, and then just this. This is an Echo Park paper, and I thought that was really cute. Here is another one for Girl Guides. This is when we moved into online for COVID. When we were all locked down, we tried to do a little bit of online Zoom for Girl Guides. And so this is me and the girls on my iPad, I think. It says my phone, but so we tried it a few times during COVID, but it was pure chaos. So I have one like this for one of the kiddos, and I have one like this for the other kiddo, so that they both have some. And I thought the little speech bubbles would be a neat paper, and the blues just because obviously it's Girl Guides. So one more Girl Guides. This is before we went online, so I just called it Fun and Games because they were playing with a paper plate and they had to get the napkin all the way down to the other side, and so it was just a fun, easy one to do. This paper is split between the two, and then there's just two border strips and then two pieces here to tie it in. This next one was really fun. So it called it a COVID Halloween, and I stamped the Halloween. And then these circle bits we did, we had instructions to do a little bit before. We could have done them at the crop if we wanted to. I did mine before because I added all the stitching on there and messy stitching because it was Halloween. And we did not do Halloween during COVID that first year. We weren't on lockdown, but we just literally came off of a lockdown, so we weren't quite comfortable to do that. To each their own. So we did a little Halloween in the basement, and so Evie set up a tent, and they still got candy, and it was a lot of fun. We had movies in the basement and just chilled out. Then I did have this layout done before. This layout, I think, is a 30 Days of Sketches one from a while back. But I had pictures that went along with this birthday for this little one where she is 27, she's 6. So she's opening her presents and having like a good old time. So these were two, I can't quite remember what they were. These I think were Pink Fresh. This is an American craft paper, and then two cardstocks, and then I made 3 takes to mimic that. So that being said, so that I did not do at the crop, but I had these other pictures that I wanted to do, and I had put away some of the papers so that I could do something with them. So I had her Make-A-Wish birthday cake one, so we've got those ones here. And then my kids always get to choose, well, my family always gets to choose what they want for dinner for their birthdays. So this one's just about Evie and her choices of almost always pancakes, fruit, and bacon. And so just the setup, the meeting, having fun. Evie looked at this layout and she's like, "What happened to my plate?" Well, they wore out. They're like plastic melamine ones that, but I think they were like a Parks Canada one or something. So they wore out, but they were their favorite plates for a long time. So those are all of the use your own product ones that I have done. So obviously there was not 24 layouts there. So I do have some more to do. However, not yet. So those are the ones that don't have process videos. Now I'm going to show you March and what March has. All of these have process videos. So this first one is Good Vibes, 3 pictures down the side. I stamped on this one, and then just 2 easy clusters. So that was fun, and some scuffing up. I really enjoyed this one. When I saw this paper, I definitely thought I could use it for the sketch for this. So March was 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. So almost all of these are 30 Days of Sketches. There's one that's not, and I'll let you know which one that is. And I will do the 20th probably this next week here. But there was two on the sketch, there was two film strips, so I put the film strips in behind, but I wanted to use this picture, and so I love how that one turned out. Then I used my forgery, and this was for 100 pattern papers as well. And I cut out this cut apart, added some buttons, there's a flare on here, and added some stitching to use that one. I really enjoyed this one. So this is my oldest picture for, I think this is grade 11. Did I write that in there? Nope, yep, it's right there. Grade 11. Yay, I can do math. And so this is Scrap a Sketch. And so I used the 30 Days of Sketches sketch for this one, and then added all sorts of Scrap a Sketch stuff. So the paper is Scrap a Sketch, and then all of the embellishments are also Scrap a Sketch, which is really cute. Then I did another layout that was during our time in COVID. And so this kiddo really likes to build stuff. So I called it Building to Get Rid of the Blob, because we were definitely blahs with the home life. We were definitely trying to think happy. This is springtime. Things have melted, but not crazy done. It is even before we put the garden box in the spring of 2020, and the garden box isn't even in yet. So yeah, so that's even before that point. Then Friday was Mixed Media Mayhem, and this is Scrap a Sketch printables are on here. There's some photoplay stickers, and then my two kids played with the Van Gogh. I think I've done these pictures before, but this might just go into my scrapbook and not the kids'. And I just called it Life Every Day. And then this was fun to do with the circle, and there's a bit of stenciling on the background there. And then this is Stamp and Stencil Stabby, which was to stamp a background. So I used my Edwardson stamp to stamp Move and Move More and the arrows, and then added some pieces on top that I thought would work. And so following along with the sketch as well. And I liked how that one turned out with the yoga. Then I did this sketch, and this I used a die to cut all these arrows out, and added a couple of bugs and a large title, and that one worked out really well. This is Mix It Up Monday for March. And so the sketch that we used for Mix It Up Monday had a whole bunch of hearts all coming up. I used the hexagons instead with a Scrap a Sketch piece of paper, and then added some stenciling in behind and some splattering. And this was celebrating my husband's grandfather's 90th birthday. So my kids' great grandfather's 90th birthday. And so this was in August 2023. So we've been very blessed to have him and Nana for a long time. So Nana's passed now, but Papa's still around. Then I did this one, and this is just, my youngest made special friendship cards for her friends at Girl Guides. And so she was in her jammies showing off her stickered picture friends. And so this this was part of my forgeries. And then this was a 100 pattern paper challenge too. So I had a couple of different things that I had to use. Like, I'm pretty sure stickers was on there, and using something about a note, I think. So that one worked out pretty good. Then there was another sketch that had film strips in it. That was like an ongoing, it was a theme on a couple of them at least. And so this was Rainbow Crush, and we used mint was our color. And so there's quite a bit of mint on here. So I'm calling the lighter color mint. and even the darker one's a bit mint. So with Rainbow Crush, you have to have 75% that color. So I think I'm there. I thought this brown bear campground with her looking at this brown bear was really cute. This is in Waterton, so that was fun how that turned out. Then I did this one. And so this piece was, excuse me, was from, I did it was one of my forgeries, words. And so this was actually really fast to put together. I put some ink splotches on, this one on, and then the 3 pictures. So on this one, which was really cool, I really like, is how I stamped a really large title. So this is Tickles and Zerberts. Zerberts are when you like do the, you put your lips together and you do the kind of thing. I had a couple people ask me what a Zerbert was, so that's what a Zerbert is. So I used, this is Tracy Reed paper, a 6x6 piece of paper, a gutted piece of paper, and a black piece of cardstock. And then the gutted paper is also one of the layers here, so that worked out really well. Then this one is just a double page for Sweet 16. I really, really liked how I did the title here. So I stamped the title here as well. And I did half of the purple and half of the pink. And I really liked how it worked on the 16. I am definitely going to try that again, maybe even coming up in this week. And so this is just literally birthday layout, blowing out candles, what her present was. Her sister made her a mushroom, crocheted her a mushroom, so that was fun. Some stenciling, some splatters. Then this one is Stretch a Sketch, and this was a little harder to do, only because this pattern I decided to use because of like all the brown in this green hat that my youngest has. There's lots of green in the photos. So, and I wanted to use up this paper that's like 20 plus years old. It could really be 25 years old. So I wanted to get that done, but I struggled a little bit with putting the embellishments on. It's okay. It's not my favorite, but it's done. Then this one was a lot of fun to do. So there's 2 pictures of this kiddo whistling. This is up on foam adhesive with 4 cut aparts and a cut apart here. So using some cut aparts, using some washing, and using some scraps up. So that was really fun. And then some purple splatters to tie in the purple. Then I did not use my counterfeit kit for this one. Most of the other ones, all of the other ones I did. This one, I just pulled papers out. This purple was fun. It's from, I think it's from the same pack as that circle one that I just showed you, or I got it at a similar time. And so this paper is over 20 years old. I made 2 tags. I cut this tag that I had done previously for a different counterfeit kit challenge, I think, and I cut it in half so it could pop out both sides, and then added all of these different bits and pieces on. This was probably going to be the youngest page. The oldest I've already, maybe this one. I think it's going to be this kiddo's page because she's in the purple. And it's got the butterfly on it and berries. So, and literally that's how I go about deciding, is I've made 2, which one goes where. Sometimes it's not about what it looks like, or when I do it. Sometimes it's about when it's done. This is Striptease and also the 30 Days of Sketches. I do have some Scrap a Sketch printables on here, and then it was also a counterfeit kit challenge, and I had to use tags, and so I really love how I got the movement of that on here. This was really tedious to do. I'm not sure if I will weave border strips again like this ever. I like the way it looks, but man, that was tedious. And it probably wouldn't take me as long to do it a second time, but the first time, yeah. I like how it turned out though. It's a busy page. But then it is Paw Your Ways into Our Heart Top. And so still using my counterfeit kit. This is a Scrap a Sketch printable, a little bit of photo play, some of this leftover pink that I had, and then this is our neighbor's new puppy, and so that was pretty cute. Then this is the only not 30 days of sketches for March that I did. This is from the 20th of March, and this is a Scrap a Sketch sketch, and using all Scrap a Sketch printables. The only thing that's not Scrap a Sketch on here is the wood veneer, the black cardstock, and the 40 and 9 and Market film strip. Everything else is Scrap a Sketch, so those are absolutely pretty. I'm really happy with the way that one turned out. On the sketch, the focus was over here for the title, and I just moved it around where the camera was because I thought that'd be cute. I thought I was pretty smart with this one. So this is a Spellbinders viewfinder die, but I thought it looked really cool as tires. Maybe I should have put like a fourth tire on here, but 3 is what's going to fit. This was actually triangles all the way up on the sketch, and I do really like how that one turned out. I love the green and how the green is played off. This is probably this is mad about mini paper pads as well, and this came from a mini paper pad, and this was a 6x8 piece of paper, and then just the cardstock and the embellishments. Then it was a sketch challenge for 30 days of sketches and counterfeit kit challenge. So I used my forgery on this one, and lots and lots and lots of splatters because it's a fairly simple page, but I also have it flipping up so that I have more pictures for the gallery crawl that we went to. Still going through March. So yes, this is going to be a long one. There's this one. I do have another page to do with the kids with their teddy bear picnic masks on. So I saved a bit of this. This is both Wild Whisper designs and a little bit of Simply Stated design for the embellishments and a little bit of stitching. And then this one. So this one, I changed up. The circle was on there, but it looked like the background was more plain, and I decided to use a strip. And then there's all of these circles on here, and I added a bit of buttons and added lots of splatters. So, and then use some new simple stories. This is Christmas in March, and so I used the sketch, I used a die. This is Simple Stories, Simple Vintage Believe, and then this Magic, which is really bright and pretty. I think came from Studio Calico, and then there's a little bit of stuff peeking out. And then this is a companion page for another one I did. This was a designer deep dive for Pretty Little Studios. So I printed these out, fussy cut them out, followed the sketch pretty closely, added a title and a bunch of gems, and called that one done. This one was Mixed Media Mayhem and Mixed Media Mayhem. Yes, this is Friday, so Mixed Media Mayhem and using the sketch. So added a large title, have some gems on here, have some splatters, and lots and lots of pattern paper. So that one's pretty cute. This one is Saturday, and so lots and lots of strips in here. Some of them are die cut, some washi tape, lots of washi tape, die cut, using this really pretty dark blue pattern to go along with this picture. This picture, I also have another couple layouts that I've done with this to be able to do. This one will probably go into this kiddo's book. Yeah, and she's a flower girl. Another birthday set. So this is Happy 13. So we've seen 13 and 16 for this kiddo. I had to look up how old she was here. So I used the Color Me Happy and a little bit of Studio Calico here. 2 pieces of American Crafts and then this plum paper. And that came together pretty, not too bad. This one is my kiddo in her flower girl dress again. We did pictures of a family. I used a little bit of Vicky Booten Flower Emporium, a Studio Calico page, Dear Lizzie alphas, and lots of glitter sparkle. And so this one might go in the same book as this one, even though they're not quite gonna match together. But if they were like this in the book, and so you turn the page, it wouldn't be a big deal. So depending, I don't know, we'll see. And then my last layout for March was this one for Life is Good. On the sketch for that one, there was just one strip here with the circle, and I added a whole bunch of scraps underneath because this kid needs color. So Life is Good in full color, love you so much, smile with style, and that was super cute. So that is all of March. Now we're going to do February, and then we're going to do January. So there's lots and lots and lots. So I'm probably about halfway done. So if you want to speed me up, you totally can. So I did this one with the 3 pictures. This one here, we're at the tea house. There's acrylic on here. A little bit of, I think these are Maggie Holmes. And super cute. There's this one, which I did some distressing on, have the tile letters. This one was a sketch. Strawberry patch, these 2 circles, adding a circle here. This was for a scrap a sketch, and a design team layout, and then added these little fabric pieces because I thought they were super cute, and mixed media in the background. This one is, I don't remember what this one's for, but it goes with this one, which is Mixed Media Mayhem, or no, Mix It Up Monday. Too many mamas going on there. And so I did this one first and then had some more pictures of their day out together. I think I may even have a few more pictures of this day out together that I'll need to do something with. So I added some 49 and Market Washi, did lots of stamping on the background, which was lots of fun, and then played up the 49 and Market film strips, and that I'm so happy with those 2. So I called this one Push Me on a Swing, and so it'll probably go in the book this way, even though I designed them the other way. And then it was Rainbow Crush for February, which was red. So I used this one. This girl's dancing with a cousin's bow, and I used some Nuvo drops around here, got a title on, added some cute little bits, and that one is easy and done. Then my counterfeit kit challenge for the first one was, because I was in charge of the blog for the February, the first challenge was to do 10 things I love about you. So I chose out a whole bunch of random pictures of my husband and him just doing all the things. So this one I actually have to do for my kiddo still. This one I actually have to do for my kiddo still. But I thought they were some great pictures that will go into our album. This is a design team layout from Scrap a Sketch. And so when I seen the design, I just had to stitch. So I stitched the rainbow. These are 2 puffy stickers. I did a stencil of this background with a cloud stencil, and then just a little scrap of pattern paper in behind, and that one was done super quick. This one was a 3 pages, 3 prompts hop. We had to get gnomes on it, a word veneer, and I think a green circle. And so I think that one worked out pretty well. This one I stamped and colored. And yep. Then it was stretch, a sketch. So this one, and I think I'm missing a layout here. This one, we were seeing Elmo. And so I've got some of the different things going on here, lots of pictures on here, but we don't need all those pictures on multiple pages. So this way works well, and I just picked my favorite ones to be on top. I got a really large picture on, and then I had these Elmo stickers that I just popped on over because Elmo was her favorite, and then Sesame Street Live is the title. I also did another double page layout. And so this one is at Heritage Park. And so a couple different wintry kind of pages because this is at Christmas. Doing a bit of different things here, having fun. Also some mixed media. The second challenge for the counterfeit kit challenge was a sketch challenge, and this is also second challenge was documenting birthday tradition. So I documented that my oldest is baking our cakes, and this was also striptease, which you needed to do all of your border strips in vertical, and then I added a washi balloon and some fun photos and a border strip. This is Paw Your Way to Our Hearts, and this is my youngest gecko, and so she told me I needed to use this paper with the gecko, so that's what I did. And so just a few sparkly bits. That was a quick one that was easy to do. This one was a scrap of sketch, and it was mixed media mayhem. And so I got some wood veneer on here, I got an acrylic piece on here, and this was Iron Crafters with acrylic, and I got this wow. I put some glossy accents on, and then some sequins and some washi layers. Lots going on there. This one is Mad About Mini Paper Pads, and so this one I have a couple mini paper pads on here, and some little bits in here. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4 mini pieces of paper on here, like mini paper pads, and then lots of cork and hearts, and I thought that was a lot of fun. This was our sketch challenge for February, and so for Counterfeit Kit Challenge, I used this picture of my youngest with her toque on. My husband was like, I don't even remember that toque, which is kind of funny. A border, a couple penguins with the gut die, and yeah, that one was fun. This next one is at the AU Arts Open House in October of 2024. So I got the 4 pictures on here. I made the background as a forgery with the stencil, and I love how this one turned out. This was Designer Deep Dive for February, which was using Close to My Heart, Stamp It Up, or Making Memories, I think. And so these are Stamp It Up papers, a little bit of chipboard, some other kind of papers, and just the kids tobogganing. This is another Scrap a Sketch design team layout, using the sketch and not the printables this time, and just adding a bunch of different bits here for the controllers and stamping, and then scuffing this up and cutting things apart. This was a lot of fun to do. And then this is the last layout that I did in February, and this was baby user scraps. This is my husband and I at the ZZ Top concert in Calgary last year before last. And so added some cork. That one was a lot of fun. Bit of stenciling. And then we're into January. So January, I'm going to start at the beginning and work my way down like I did February. So my first layout in January was this is a Scrap-A-Sketch one. And so for the circle bits, I used paste. It is also a mixed media mayhem. And so some of these pre-made papers can work really well for mixed media, but adding just that paste on it really, really is fun. Here's the other Free Slurpee Day one that I did. So this one is Stamp and Stencil Savvy. So there's some stamping on the background with florals. This is going to be the youngest layout because she's in red and it's got a bit more spunk, which is definitely the youngest. One of these has a process page, the other one doesn't. This is the one I just said that I think I did this already. So each of the kids will get one of these and mine will get one because I did that 3 times this month. So this one was fun to do because I added a little bit of twine with the butterfly. I only had one butterfly from the I think this is from the Take Note collection. But I had a heart instead and a different butterfly. And so I just played along with that. That was for the 100 pattern paper challenge. And so I just used blue on the background of Evie's, pink on the background of Matea's, just to tie in some of the things that I had. And one of these has a process video, the other one does not. We are almost there. This is a design team layout for Scrap-A-Sketch. I really enjoyed using my 49 Market triangle stamps and cuts for that. This is a piece of packaging, and this is my view out my window, mostly growing up. So my view is actually this way. Those are not there anymore, but yeah. This is a Mix It Up Monday, and so I got some assemblage required acrylic wood veneer pieces on here. Kiddo's doing her nameplate for our blended program for home ed, and lots of texture here with texture paste. Sleepy time in the trailer with the kids camping. This will probably go in mine, like the family one. I fussy cut out these butterflies, added some tags in lots of direction. This was a 100 pattern paper challenge, so this was a sketch. This was Rainbow Crush. The color was turquoise. I think I got lots of turquoise on here. Just wanted to tie in that it's water, a little bit of 49 Market, a little bit of Minte, a cut out scrap title, and that one was pretty easy and done. So there's a Paw Your Way to My Hearts. So I used the bark collection from Scrap-A-Sketch, and super cute. Love it on black. Then it's Iron Crafter, and so this is a ultrasound picture of Evie at 31 weeks. So I used the gold letters to make it pretty. I have a little bit of stitching on the acetate. So this is an acetate piece with some mixed media in behind. This is a vellum piece. So the Iron Crafters Challenge was specialty paper. So I got acetate and vellum on here. And then these, I think these ones are Minte. Flowers were so pretty on here. So, and then this is my first playing along with Mad About Mini paper pads, and so I took just one, and cut it apart into squares and did a grid layout of kiddo swimming, and then took a stencil and stenciled it really messily on purpose so it kind of looked like splashes. And so there's that one. Then it is stretch a sketch. And so that is what my stretch a sketch looks like. I also was a challenge to get a doily on a page. So I've got black doilies on here. And then I think the border strip might have been part of that challenge. And then a massive, massive title. That took me a long time to do, but I thought that worked out really well. I really like that one. We're getting down to the last ones. So this was a counterfeit kit challenge. I don't remember what the challenge was, but I used a really old picture that I took of a ladybug on my Rebel G camera with a Sigma macro lens. This might be a 100 pattern paper challenge as well. So, and wood veneer, super cute, and some gold. This one is strip tease the scrapbook way, and you needed to border your paper or your photo with your border strips. So I did my photo and just kind of all over the place. We're at the zoo, so I thought the deer and the dragonfly worked. We're actually in the dinosaur park, but I love how you can see the Calgary skyline there a bit. So this is summer of 1999. I did some old pictures. So this was before we moved up to Calgary. We were in Lethbridge in our first home. I'm pretty sure Ellen took the pictures because of the date on them in 2005. This is also a design team layout for Scrap a Sketch, and so that was fun. I added the wood veneer, which was a lot of great. I really enjoyed it. This chevron kind of looking paper, that's a Scrap a Sketch printable that I cut out and then did some die cuts with. And then cardstock and another pattern paper. This is a designer deep dive for the first one, which was using Vicky Boutin. And so I used an older Vicky Boutin paper with the circle background for the color wheel and Flower Emporium. And I was super happy with how that turned out together. Then I have 3 left. Christmas in January. So I used the Believe collection. This is all one strip on the bottom piece of paper, adding some elements to play up the Santa, and that was easy and done. This one was goals, and so it was a counterfeit kit challenge, and I needed to do goals. So I have goals on the background, and they just slide in here. Oops, this way. Oops. And they'll stay not too bad. It's not like I'm throwing them around. This is a metal die cut with my spellbinders, and I just loved this background because I'm a science teacher and I have a science degree, and that just kind of worked. And then this is my last layout of January, and I think this was the scraps challenge. And so I called it Down at the River. So this was a scrap, this was a scrap, this was a full page. The tag was made with scraps, and then just adding a little bits and pieces to that layout. And that is my massive layout share for January, February, March for quarterly layouts. If you like a quarterly layout, please let me know in the content below or the comments below, and I will plan to do a quarterly one again. If you are so would prefer just a monthly one, let me know that too, and I can plan accordingly with whichever works for people. If you liked my video, make sure you hit that like. If you're new here, you made it this far, maybe you should subscribe. Thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate your time. Have a great day.